What happens when you finally kick the bucket? Despite our primarily science-grounded views on death these days, it seems many of us believe in life after it. In 2014, UK citizens were polled by the Telegraph, and just under 60% of respondents said they think some part of us lives on. In the US, still, a very Christian nation, Pew Research in 2015 asked people what happens after they die. The survey found that 72% of Americans believed you go to heaven, which was described as a place where people who have led good lives are eternally rewarded. 54% of US adults replied that they believed in hell, described as a place where people who have led bad lives and die without being sorry or eternally punished.
With that in mind, welcome to the new episode. What happens when you die? Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button so that you can be part of our notification squad.
It seems a lot of people do believe that after death, we might be in some cloud-strewn paradise, or conversely. If we haven't adhered to the ethics prescribed to us by our chosen religion or denomination of that religion, we might be faced with a term hellfire and the prospect of groveling to a bearded bread man who hardly ever puts down his pitchfork. But let's start with some empirical realism and what happens to the body when we die. Physicians know you're dead because the heart stops beating, and there is no longer any electrical activity in your brain. Brain death equals dead. Although machines can keep you going longer, you can also have a cardiac death, which means the heart stops beating and blood no longer flows through your body. The strange, even wonderful thing is that people who have suffered cardiac death, but have been brought back to life, have said they were aware of what was happening around them. Others have talked about walking towards a light and such a near-death experience. You can be brought back from clinical death, but you only have a grace period of about 4 to 6 minutes. But let's say you get to the light and pass through. This is biological F. Game over, the final whistle, dead as a dodo. This is where it gets undignified. But what do you care? You're dead. Once you're no longer with us, your muscles relax, which means your sphincter will, too, meaning that triple Whopper and large fries you had for lunch will spill out of you. The gas you have in you may also leak out and cause a stink. The same goes for the pee you've got in your bladder, so not surprisingly, dying is a bit of a messy affair. And men, you might even ejaculate. As for women, you may give birth after you have died if you were pregnant, called coffin birth. It doesn't happen often, though. Instead of pushing, the gases in the abdomen squeeze the newborn into the world. As the body removes what is trapped inside, noises may be emitted from your mouth as air escapes. Nurses and people working close to dead bodies have regularly reported hearing very alive-sounding moans and groans coming from dead bodies. You may twitch, but this doesn't mean there is life in you. These are just muscle contractions. You could soon get an erection if you died lying on your stomach and the blood flow there. All your blood will to a particular area of your body. This is called lavor mortis, and it's why parts of you will have that dark purple color you have seen on TV. These are the lovely things that can happen shortly after you go. With no blood flowing through your body, it will begin to cool down, known as algor mortis or simply death chill. It will keep cooling until it is at the same temperature as your surroundings. You will become stiff within 2 to 6 hours, which we call rigor mortis. This is because calcium is getting into your muscle cells. Cells break down without blood flow, leading to bacterial growth, and that's why you start to decompose. You may look like your hair or nails have grown, but that isn't the case. What is happening is that your skin is receding, giving the impression of growth. The skin will loosen, too, and blisters will appear on the body. The next stage is putrefaction, when bacteria and microorganisms start feasting on you. You'll soon begin to stink as bad as anything you could have imagined while alive. One person described the smell: rotten eggs, feces, and a used toilet left out for a month x 1000. It is unholy. Soon everything soft becomes liquefied, with bones, cartilage, and hair remaining strong. You're already well on your way to decomposing by the time you are being put in the ground. But if embalmed and buried, decomposition could be a slow process. Left above ground, you'll be liquefied mess within about a month, feasted on by insects, maggots, plants, and animals. Underground, some experts say it might take 8 to 12 years before you are reduced to nothing but a skeleton. After around 50 years, even your bones will become part of the earth. The decomposition rate depends on all factors, too many to list here. But we think you get the picture. While some people report that their near-death experience was a scene to behold, that's not always the case. One person writing on Reddit said his experience was as follows: "It was just black emptiness, no thoughts, no consciousness, nothing." French philosopher René Descartes believed the soul was separate from the body, as many religions will tell you, and perhaps when we die, something lingers on. Friedrich Nietzsche talked about the concept of eternal recurrence or eternal return, meaning all existence or energy in the universe has forever and will forever keep repeating itself at infinity. You live the same life again and again, forever. Now, doesn't that make you want to live well? Here, we can make similarities to the Buddhist belief of the wheel of samsara, wherein all souls and lives will begin a cycle again after death. Except not the same energy, something we call reincarnation, which some people say is connected to what we sometimes call déjà vu. Buddhists believe we can end this vicious cycle if we become truly enlightened, achieving nirvana, or do we go to heaven sure our bodies stop working, tipping our cap to St. Peter at the pearly gates, hoping he won't deny entrance for stealing the candy bar when we went on a school trip to Niagara Falls? Will we be taken into paradise, a place replete with excellent foods and gorgeous maidens that we can your dead knees? Or will we seed the earth? Our soul's nothing more than a worldly fancy that takes our minds off our cosmic insignificance and the feeling of futility that we sometimes experience. Here on Terra Firma, we can't tell you that, but we would love your thoughts. Share your thoughts in the comments, and please don't die on it. Also, check out our other video. This is how you will die. Thanks for watching, and as always, remember to like, share, and subscribe.